Brought to you by WKTV. I'm Wayne Thomas. Welcome to another Grand Rapids Ghost Hunters Paranormal Podcast. Your card, Brandon.
Okay. There was more on here, so I wasn't sure if there was more being said by someone. So, all right. My name is Brandon Jose from Kent County Paranormal, and thank you for joining our forum in search of paranormal possibilities. Today's podcast, we welcome two of our favorite people, Molly and Esther. Check it out as we talk about crystals and their spiritual properties, and we discuss some spooky experiences we have shared at Paddock Place here in Grand Rapids. Esther Joy will share insights into tarot and psychic abilities that she was born with. Buckle in for a wild ride.
I'm Kim Colleen. Please keep an open mind about things you might not easily believe as we explore the mysterious.
That's right. That's what we're all about here, the mysterious. I don't know how mysterious our producers are, but tonight we have Matt. I know he's kind of spooky. And Maddie will be joining us too, thanks to both of you. And we'd like to review our previous podcast. We had in here Preacher Man, Vic Mitchell. So what were your take on Mitch, on Preacher Man?
He was far out, man. I don't know how to explain him. He likes to talk. Couldn't hardly get a word in edgewise, but he's passionate. I guess that's the only word I can think of is he's passionate about what his belief system is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what are you sporting a big old Harley look tonight?
He's copying after him now.
What the world?
This is what Preacher Man looked
Would
like.
you roll in on your Harley?
He was a little rough around the edges.
He was.
Right.
You know, learning about his past, how he grew up, and the association he had with drugs and just bad people all around. And for him to grow up in that situation and now become such a warrior of God.
Right, exactly.
You know, I got to hand it to him. I mean, I look up to him for doing that and changing his life.
Right. We
Really.
spent a lot of time, we talked about the full armor.
Yeah, the armor of God.
And we went through every piece of armor
Yep.
in our intro, which was a good way to start, I thought. And Preacher Man talked about deliverance. I wasn't really sure what that was. I had to go home and look that up, really, to tell you the truth. And it can be compared to exorcisms. It's real close to exorcisms. He talked about the 3 attachments.
Yeah.
Rage.
Is it sadness? No.
Rage, anger, and love. He says
Okay.
love is
Yep.
the only one that you can take with you. So if you have those attachments, you get hung up on this world. And you can't move on to your spiritual self.
Huh, that's an interesting point of view.
That can create unfinished business. You get attached to things, even material things. You get too attached to them. You can even have love, such a great attachment to love that you don't want to leave that behind. So, I mean, you have to live this life, but you have to be able to leave that stuff. Maybe not the love, according to Vic. That's the one thing. That's the one attachment that you can take with you. I've heard that before in songs and things. You know, that reference where you can take the love with you.
Right.
Right.
But you should probably say, too, that when you say exorcism, you're not meaning that he's taking the devil out of people. Like, he's not necessarily doing exorcisms with people who are
Possessed by
the devil.
Right.
That's the only
Or a
difference.
demon, right?
That is the difference.
That's the difference.
Between deliverance and exorcism.
Yeah.
Right.
Is actually possessed.
Yeah, possessed versus
Attached
deliverance
with
from
the-
evil. That's just your natural state.
Right. And apparently, Esther may have had some a
I-
little
I-
background in
I-
this. She knew exactly what it was talking
That-
about. She watched
yes,
the podcast.
I grew up in an environment that was very similar to a lot of the stuff that he was talking about.
Well,
So-
hopefully the other people did. They understood it maybe even better than I did, the people out there. I know we had one team that didn't want to share it because it was too religious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, that's what I'm going to go in with prayer. When I
Yeah.
go into smudge a house, that's what I use. That's what I call on. So you need to know that up front, really. Well, okay, that's a pretty good review, but we need to meet our guest. And it's time that Esther Joy and Molly Hale.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Well, I'm Esther Joy. I'm a tarot card reader, also a psychic. I'm actually just starting to open up to some medium abilities that are new for me. I've always been sensitive, but it's different to have like a, hey, here's an experience versus, hey, this is a direct communication. So that's been something kind of new for me. That's been pretty cool. And then working with Molly with the crystals and that kind of stuff is always good too.
Yeah.
But
And I'm just, just your average mom about the town tonight, talking about crystals. I fell in love with crystals when I was probably in my early 20s and really felt a connection with them. And my own personal experience, when I was a couple days past due for my first child, I went into Spirit Dreams, which is a store in Easttown that sells crystals.
Love that store.
Yeah, yep. The owner, Jay, is a good friend. I worked for her wife for landscaping for a summer once. It was great. But so I go in there, and it's February. So it was February 18th, or the 17th. And I walk in, and I see this huge amethyst display, which is the stone of, which is right here. Yeah, this is an amethyst, purple.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh no, I'm going to go into labor. I'm going to go into labor in this. That is a lot of amethyst right there. It's just a really strong energy for February. It's the February stone. So I kind of was avoiding it, but I had to walk past it to get to this other side of this thing. And I'm like picking out the little stones, thinking, okay, what does my baby need? Okay, a little bit of the citrine, a little bit of this, da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, bam, my first real contraction. And I go into labor, and I'm like, oh, man, I knew it was coming.
Right there in the store?
Right there in the store. I'm just in pain, the worst pain of my life. If you've ever had a kid, So I'm just sitting there, okay, getting through this quietly. Jay's off in the corner helping another customer, and I'm like, gotta tell her, but I gotta buy these rocks first.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Priorities.
So I do feel that there's an energy that they carry. Different ones carry different energies, and I've used them throughout my life for healing myself, or giving them as gifts to people that I think need them. A lot of times I'll carry some on me, and if I run into someone, I'm like, "You needed this, here you go," and I just give it to them. So, yeah.
Now the amethyst at Spirit Dreams, isn't it about 3 foot tall or something?
Yeah.
Yes, it's called a
Right.
cathedral. Yes, that's what they
Okay.
call them. Yeah, an amethyst cathedral.
And then as we talk about these crystals, and this is a great place to start because it's common ground for everybody here. You're going to have to maybe explain it. You said purple because we have listeners too.
Yes.
Not just viewers, we have
Yeah,
listeners.
so amethyst grows, if you saw it out in like caves or in fields, I believe, too. But it looks like a big rock on the outside, but you can crack into it, and it's a geode. So geodes look like regular rocks on the outside, and then crystals on the inside. They come in many different colors, and amethyst is like a deep purple, sometimes light purple with a little white, clear on top, and it grows in, straight up and down, kind of like little mountains.
right.
Yeah.
Also, a side note for amethyst care, because of that color, amethyst is actually really sensitive to sunlight.
Yeah.
So if you put your amethyst in the window, it will actually bleach.
Yes.
So you want to keep
you'll
them
lose
out of
color.
direct sun.
You can moonbathe them too.
Yes.
When there's a full moon.
Yes. That
That's
charges
To
them up really.
re-energize.
Re-energize.
it's real
Yep.
good.
We've talked about that many times on this show
Oh, really?
with other guests
Yeah.
about re-energizing your crystals. So
Yeah.
we're very familiar with that, and hopefully our listeners are trying to get themselves familiar with that too. So
Awesome.
yeah. I'm kind of interested in this one.
Yeah, so
This is cool.
That's a quartz crystal, which is, the most commonly known crystal in the mineral kingdom, if you will. And it is one of the most powerful as far as energy.
Yeah.
It's a positive energy
Yeah.
crystal. You put it in your, you can put it anywhere you want, really.
Okay. So you would just set this out in your house?
Yep.
Then somewhere?
Yeah, I put it, it's actually in my living room on my fireplace mantle.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I put it in my kitchen before. I've moved it around.
Sure.
They
sure.
do. They travel.
And
Quartz
then,
is also really good for amplifying other crystals.
Yes.
So it's a
Yeah.
good to work with others if you're going to start a grid or something like that, or setting intentions.
Yeah.
Now these are the raw crystals that they have. I have a polished.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
yeah,
polished
that's pretty.
amethyst.
Those
It's a
are the
nice little
pocket
pocket stone. Like a little worry stone, if you will.
Those are the ones that I always end up. I have them, and then by the end of the day, they've traveled to other people, whether it's on purpose or just hold that for a second, and then know that lives with you.
It's believed too that quartz can help with pain. So
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
you can place it on any area of your body that has pain, and it should help relieve the pain.
Yeah.
And again, it's what you believe in. I
Yeah.
think too, and I really do believe in it. So
Yeah, well,
that's from Arkansas. That
Spirit dreams will give you a little description to
Yes,
go along
they will.
with it. And it talks about the different properties. Tranquility when it talks about amethyst, peace of mind,
Yep.
the protection stone, a healing tool, excellent for meditation and lucid dreaming.
Yes.
Enhances psychic abilities, the third eye,
Yep.
and crown chakra.
yeah,
Yep.
that's the purple.
Yep.
Purple is
A lot of good qualities there.
Yeah.
But a chunk like that, now I don't know. I can't really carry that around with me.
I know, right?
No, that's a mantelpiece for sure. But the size, I mean, obviously it's really nice having, look at this giant crystal, but a small one does the same job.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know about it, but the first weekend of April is the Rock and Mineral Show at Rogers Plaza.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's every year. It's Thursday through Sunday, and I think it opens at like 9 in the morning and goes till pretty late in the evening.
I don't know if I dare go to that.
I'll be there. I'll be
You
there.
better
You're
bring
some.
a
couple
big
hours.
wall
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna be cracking open geodes.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It sounds like
It's
fun, though.
even if you don't
fun
have
for
any
kids.
money, it's so fun just to go and look
Yeah.
at everything
Yeah.
because you see things that you would never even imagine.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had cracked open some geodes, and they have them marked kind of like price by size.
Yeah. Yep.
So we had picked out one about yay big, right? And my daughter was so excited, and we cracked it open. It was like a golden crystal inside.
So
So
pretty.
we have it on display at our house.
Yeah.
I love it.
know.
I've never cracked a geode.
Oh,
but it's
you got
definitely
to.
on my list. I
It's
can't
worth
wait.
it.
yeah.
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 Come over to my house.
I
We'll
will.
crack
I'm
some
so
geodes. Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
Yep.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Seriously?
Geodes. Okay, so there's geodes grow all over the world, right? They're just from sediment from years of tumbling
Yeah.
things. But there's some in southern Indiana, Kentucky. You can find them. I mean, they're all over the world in different.
fields.
They
Yeah.
look just like this on the outside.
Okay,
Yeah,
they're
just
bland.
Like
And
you
you
cannot
smash it
tell. It
open.
looks like a
Yeah.
rock
It's like
in
a
your
big old egg.
landscaping.
Yep.
Oh, I just saw that somewhere.
And they
where
crack
they
it
were doing
open
that.
at
Yeah.
these rock shows, so you have no idea what you're going to get inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a treasure.
It's
every time.
exciting.
It's a birthday surprise.
That's exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have some really cool stuff. This is the most crystals that have ever been on this table. We've talked about different people have had crystals in here.
Yep.
And of course, they're influencing me, as you can see.
This one is to promote. What do you think it's to promote?
Let's see. It's got like kind of a orangey color to it.
That's Mexican fire opal.
Okay. So it's real shiny right here, and it has layers. It goes from almost like light
Yep,
to dark, and then it goes back to light again.
yep. And there's kind of like if you move it around, you can see the color right here.
Yeah.
It has different like rainbow colors.
Yeah, so it'll pick up like almost like an iridescent purpley, and when the light hits it, it'll pick up blues and purples, and almost like something like if you cracked open like an oyster or something, you would see that
Yeah. That
mother of
fluorescent-
pearl type looking.
Yeah.
So
It's the
and then you got some
seductive
weird
stone.
fire
yeah.
stuff coming out
Oh,
of
is
this.
it
It looks like
passion?
It is love
Heart?
and passion
Yep.
and seductive and
Right.
eroticism and all that.
and luck.
and look, and and it
Oh
promotes
gosh, I'm
like
getting goosebumps just
Yeah.
holding this thing.
It's opal. Opal is a very like when it comes to stones that you hold in your hand. Opal is a very like you can feel it in your palm that it's
Yeah.
doing stuff to your energy.
What?
Yeah.
like
Do you
can
have
feel it,
that
like-
here?
This
That's
one
what
is the
this
opal.
is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Another really good one for I don't have it this time. I forgot to get it from my friend. But fluorite is another one
Yeah.
that's a really good one. That's a protective stone.
really cool
and that
too.
one it feels hot.
It's like a little
What?
cube.
And like sometimes depending on like where you are, you can feel it through your pant leg if you have it in your pocket where it's like, oh wow, that's activated.
Wow.
It's a cool feeling for sure.
Yep.
Well, you guys want to just go through these quick a minute?
Sure.
'Cause-
Which ones we've
Yeah.
got?
Because
yeah.
all of the people watching this are going to want to know what this
they
is.
are,
Yeah.
okay.
We don't want to skip anything, so let's
Well,
go
we
one
might
by
skip a
one.
couple.
That's actually from here in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
That's gypsum.
Yep.
It has a little selenite on it. That's what the clear crystals are, and that's pretty hard to find.
This
This is the same thing.
That's
this
also
is
gypsum.
this is
Okay.
gypsum. That one is more selenite than gypsum,
Mm-hmm.
but they're both very similar.
Okay.
Yep.
And this primarily does what?
Energizes.
Okay.
Selenite, that's like a battery to the other ones as well. The clear quartz is an amplifier for everything, but selenite especially is very here. I will amplify whatever intentions you're setting.
Okay.
Yeah, we mine gypsum,
Yeah.
or they used to at least.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they still do here in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
I think they're closed. I think they use them for
Storage.
No,
the
yeah.
Founders uses them for their beer barrels and everything
Yeah.
like that. And storage and stuff.
Well, and isn't gypsum talcum, or is
Pretty-
are those different?
I think so.
Looks like-
Is it?
I can't remember. I learned it at the rock show, but I
Let me
was
get
so
my phone
distracted
out.
with
I'll
everything
Google
else.
I like this yellow one.
Yes. So
That's
that
pretty
is-
cool.
Hold on, I have my notes. I think that's
That-
oh my gosh, what is it?
That looks
called?
like a citrine to me.
It
Or a
does.
lemony something.
it's
Citrine's cool.
that's citrine.
This is the citrine. yeah.
I had a little piece of paper. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, the citrine. when I saw Esther there at the
That's
Paddock
Spanish
Place, just-
fluorite.
Oh, so
Oh.
that is. So
That's
if you put that
fluorite.
one in your palm, you should be able to feel it pretty well.
Yeah.
Fluorite. And
Does it
different
have to be
colors.
like the crystals touching
No,
my
no.
palm,
Nope,
or
it doesn't
just
even
it doesn't
matter.
really matter?
And you
Just
can
sit
even
and
put it
hold
down
it.
and just hold your hand over it, and you'll be able to kind of, as you move it around, it's like, this is a little bit. And my experience is with the rainbow fluorite, so I haven't worked with that
Those
one,
are cool.
but they're real cool, and it's one I'm sure it's not going to work for everybody, but
Yeah.
if it's something that you spend any time kind of learning how to listen to that sense, you feel it a lot in your palms. It's really active in your hands. Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
I don't know.
What else
I just
we got?
grabbed some.
Oh,
I guess.
that is actually Mexican amethyst.
Oh, that's pretty.
And Mexican amethyst is never dark purple like this. It's always the light purple.
Okay, is
Yeah.
that the same thing? That one right up here, is that the
that's
same?
Bulgarian.
Bulgarian.
Amethyst, actually, yes. Yeah, that's from Bulgaria.
Cool.
And then I think that's quartz up there. Is that
Yeah.
yours?
No, that's
The
that
white
mine?
one in front.
I think so. Is that quartz?
You look. Yeah, it's definitely.
It's a quartz. It's got to be a quartz.
And that's just that same clear amplifier.
That one is. Oh my goodness.
That one's-
Oh, it says it. It says
Oh,
it.
there we go.
This
I
is
can't even-
calcite. Calcite.
Can't even pronounce
Yes,
that.
That's calcite.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's
That'll make it easy on some
right?
of these.
Test your geology knowledge.
right,
You know.
right. So
That's so sparkly.
my friend Dave Laker is on. He's part of the
Rock and
Indian Mounds Rock and Mineral Club of Wyoming, and he is letting me use some of these crystals, and he and I are going to start selling them. But we haven't set up a little website yet. But
Sure.
we're going to start trying to sell them and just see if we can get rid of some of his collection that's
Wow.
taking over his basement. So
Nice.
Well, everyone knows what that one is.
Yeah.
If you're
If you're from
if you're
Michigan,
from Michigan, you
you
know
better
what that
know.
is.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The big smooth
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
Petoskey stone.
Petoskey
Yeah.
stone. And that was my friend Dave polished that when he found it in nature and then polished it up. He has all the equipment in his basement.
That's our state rock. It's actually fossilized coral,
Yeah.
which is proof that at one time Michigan was down by the equator.
Yeah.
We were covered with salt water. 'Cause Coral only grows in salt water. So, it's a neat fossil. And you can just go on the beaches here in Michigan and pick those
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Petoskey.
Mostly up north.
Yep.
Yep, you're going to find them.
Well, the claw-looking one.
Okay.
Everyone's going to want to know what the claw is.
So, those are actually fossils. The
Yep.
things that look like the claws are fossils of what would be an ancestor to a squid.
Yep.
They were a long cone shell. They used air they would like suck in air and then blow it out to move. And then they settle at the bottom of the ocean. And this is like 400 million years ago. So it's like mind blowing to
Right.
me that, you know, look how beautiful that is.
Yeah.
That's just from Earth's natural process of pushing down, pressure,
Yeah.
pressure, 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 boom, this is
Yeah.
what we have.
Yeah, it's polished. It's got like it's marbly looking.
Yes. It's
Black.
black and white and grays. It's called
Basically looks like a bunch of long fingers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like an alien,
like
Yes.
claw fingers.
Right.
Alien
That's kinda what it
claw.
looks
right.
like.
So
fossilized alien claw.
they're called
What it looks
orthoceras. Orthoceras.
Okay.
And that's to promote openness, innovation, knowledge, increased confidence. It reduces anxiety and stress, which in turn it is said to promote a long life. So a lot of
Wow,
people have like,
longevity.
yeah. So a lot of people wear a necklace. You'll see like, and it's a small piece of one of the
Yeah,
claws,
just
if you will. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I
and
like that a
well,
lot.
that's-
Wayne,
That
I
is
can
way
totally
cool.
see you sporting a
It's
claw.
cool.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
from
that.
Morocco.
Yeah.
That one.
Those ones are also good for detoxification.
Yes.
And so they're also, especially like if they're associated with the body part, they're associated with your feet.
It
So
looks like a
health
foot
and that
too.
kind of a thing. Yeah.
And they, they're at the bottom of the ocean. So
Super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this wooden one right here.
Yeah. Petrified
Some
wood.
people might know what that is if they've been out west.
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been out west, so I kind of
Yeah.
recognize that.
I didn't know that was wood.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all
Petrified
polished on the top.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
wood. Yep.
Yeah. Petrified wood is good for promoting wisdom or for being able to tap into your own wisdom. Also, kind of grounding and being able to listen to your own guidance and trust that you're listening to the right information.
Yeah. I feel like with rocks, it makes sense if you just like look at the rock,
Yeah.
what it promotes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
clear, crystal clear, like your
Clarity.
This is the
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
Da, da, da.
Makes
This is
sense.
like easy going,
Yeah.
purple. Chill out. It's pretty sexy over here. You know? it's
Right.
pretty cool.
Well, and that's another thing too. So like colors have a lot to do with the energy that it's being carried. So with the purple, with like the psychic energy, the third eye, that kind of a thing, purple is a color that promotes that. Same thing for yellows or oranges are going to be a high energy. And then, orange to red goes into a more passionate, more grounded type of a
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, orange is always going to be promoting success or passion or creativity, that
Right.
kind of stuff.
So you keep tapping on the citrine,
Yeah.
which is actually
It
Feeling
does
it.
a lot.
it's called the Success Stone.
Yes.
And that's the one when I saw you at Paddock Place the first time that caught me for some reason.
Yeah.
And I had it that put that on my list right away.
Yeah, it's a really good one. It's a good one to have around your house.
And
at least for the description, to me, it kind of almost reminds me of like a marshmallow. You kind of got
Yeah,
where it's
toasted.
toasted marshmallow. Yeah.
It does. This one actually, it used to have a lot more, and throughout its lifetime, it's shed little baby crystals.
Oh, okay.
Other places.
Yeah.
I move around a lot.
right, I went and I got me a small chunk
That's
of
a pretty
citrine.
one.
But at least it's
Yeah,
the
it
raw
is.
crystal itself.
Yeah, look at how sparkly it is.
And I don't have my description. I don't know why. I must have forgot to pick it up.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's
it is
neat.
real
But
good.
success or money, prosperity.
Energy. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was one that really caught my eye, and I had to go get that. So that was on my list. I have a shorter list now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real good.
Or else keep on going.
Yeah.
I was wondering if
some
you
of
had
the ones
bought
over
those,
there.
or if that was because I think you said something like your kid had like a rock collection or something. That's what I was wondering if that
Oh,
was
the
his
ones that came out of my
collection.
boy's rock collection.
Did you
That's
steal
what I was
rocks?
wondering if that's what it was.
Borrowing.
I use those for smudging, actually.
Yeah.
Those are part of the thing I set up when I smudge my little altar
Yeah.
that I use for, and because of the properties.
Yeah.
Like Molly said, that's what I look for, the properties of the stone itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Ro-
go ahead.
Rose quartz is one that I had
Oh,
to
I
have
love
because of the
rose.
properties.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they don't all look rose, though. I
No,
mean, some look
sometimes
more
they
like
white.
clear coats. Right. Like clear quartz.
Those ones are beautiful
Yeah.
and real good for like anything if you're working on self-love or self-confidence
Yeah,
or
I
just general
always-
heart-based anything.
I just call them like my tender heart. Like I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a little tender heart. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
light and
Those are
sweet.
they're my favorite ones to give to people who are grieving.
Yeah.
For sure. Grieving or just going through hardship where your heart's heavy. That's a real good soothing for your heart.
Didn't you say you just kind of sometimes you'd be walking, you just pick up
All the
stones
time.
like talks to you?
All the
So
time.
okay, I gotta have
Yeah.
that stone.
Yep.
Well, I saw this one and this one spoke to me,
Wonderful.
and it said imagine.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, it said imagine. So
Hey.
It really talked to
I
you.
want you to have this one.
Why?
This for
Thank you.
Now I can talk to you.
Hey, I appreciate that so much. Those are the best gifts in the world to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in the poem that we did, part of it said imagine. I think you you need a little bit of imagination
Yep.
to believe in tarot and the powers and the magic of it and
Absolutely.
all. So, and you two are both very creative people. Both of you are. You do pottery. I've seen some of your pottery.
Yep.
The spider you did, or what is it? The
did.
spider?
Cool.
It's a tarantula.
Tarantula.
Yep. I'm actually afraid of spiders. And so I'm trying to not be so afraid of spiders. And this was part of that process.
How cool is this thing?
And that-
Look at this.
It's been a process.
How professional is this thing?
That looks great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you bought that out of a store.
Nope, I
No.
made that last semester.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the pottery side of things because I'm a very hands-on, so the feel of things is a big deal. So 3D is a really good medium for me.
You
'cause
went
I
out
can
and bought
express
a
it.
kilns
Yeah, I have a kiln. I'm starting a studio out at my mom's house in Coopersville.
that used to
And
belong to
so-
your father.
Yep.
That's a
And
great story. I love that story.
it's lined up beautifully. And now actually for spring break, I have to go and pick up a wheel that my brother just found too. So it's one of those the whole
coming
world
together.
just keeps going like, hey, this is exactly what you should
Yeah,
be doing.
and it was your dad.
So
and
keep
your brother
going.
found you the. I think
Yeah,
that's really cool.
yeah, it's really nice.
Family.
I'm
Little
thrilled.
synchronicity there.
Yeah, yeah.
You're both very creative, though. I never know what Molly's going to be into. 'Cause every time I run into her,
always
she goes,
something.
I have this dream. I'm going to start this business.
Yeah.
I did
Real
start it.
entrepreneur.
I did
Real
start it.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yes, I
I'm
like
gonna
that
start
about
making
you.
all of the vases.
I just started a floral business.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. So it's called Flora Borealis. Yes. And yeah, I have a website, floraborealisgr.com.
Okay.
And if I have to spell it, I will.
Oh, well.
No, I
You can do that during
Whatever.
promo if you want.
Sure.
We
Yeah, you
have a
can do
section just for that.
Oh,
on the show.
perfect. Yeah, I love promo
Yeah.
things. Yeah, and acting and stuff. Yeah, I'm into all of it.
Yep.
Palo Santo.
Yes,
We talked
that
about
one's-
that last time you were on. This
Yes.
wood.
That is.
It's a sacred wood.
It is.
Can we light it in here?
Oh, I don't know. I
No.
never
Okay.
know if the
No.
smoke
Right.
detectors are going to go
There's
off
usually
So
like
somewhere.
that one, the resin in the wood has this really beautiful, sweet aromatic smell,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's lovely. That's one of the best purifying anythings that you can use for smudging. Like white sage is one of the more popular ones, but the Palo Santo covers all
Can
the
you
bases.
smell it just from?
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you say,
okay.
Kim? What?
Kind of pepperminty.
Yeah, that's
Does
what
it
I
smell
think
like
too.
peppermints?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I think too.
What do you
Yep.
think, Brandon?
Yeah, I've smelled it when it's been
Oh, you
burned, and
okay.
that's I like it much more than sage.
Right.
Yeah.
Sage
I
makes me
don't-
sick.
Yeah.
I don't like that either.
Yeah, this is real sweet, and it has a real sweet lingering after smell.
You gave me a piece of this when I
Yeah.
was doing my seance at Paddock,
Yep.
which was really terrifying for me because it was an acted one. But
Brandon's been there when I've had the smoke from the sage is just billowing.
And then watch all
do
the
what you
mice
gotta
come
do.
scattering across.
Right. We've seen some weird stuff during the smudgings.
Right.
But this is what I'm going to now.
Yeah, that-
and to smudge myself
Yeah.
is what I'm going to
Yes.
use it for.
Yeah, it's really
and
good.
afterwards, after I've already stunk it up with the white sage, then I'm going to go to this.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
real good.
Yeah.
So I'm changing here. I'm developing with all these different influences from this show.
Yeah, good.
I don't want to buy into everything. I'm
No.
not going to start
No.
wearing that do rag around all the time.
it looks good on you.
It was pretty cool.
Wayne, that
You gotta
was
get
good.
the you gotta get the
I
biker
think
jacket and the Harley
You
to
could
go
pull it
with
off.
I don't think that's a good look
You
for
can
me.
pull it off.
Yeah, but no, I think it's good to pad your arsenal for whatever you're going to come through. And I think when it comes to a lot of things, especially with like the spiritual or the metaphysical stuff, the majority of its power comes from your belief in it. So if it's something that helps you get to a place where you can accept it better in your own mind, that's going to make it more real.
Belief, intent.
Yeah.
We keep hearing that on this
Yeah.
on this show. Intent, what your intention was
Absolutely.
to start with. It might not necessarily matter exactly what you say or how you say it,
Right.
but what's your
What's behind it.
intent.
Yeah.
Right.
Very much so.
Now, with you said you're a psychic. I didn't know if you're a psychic or a medium, a psychic
I'm
medium.
both. Yeah,
I'm not
both.
exactly sure because everybody's different. We've had psychics, we've had mediums, we've had psychic
Yeah.
mediums.
I'm definitely, my psychic abilities have been something that I've developed a lot more intentionally. For the medium side of things, like I've always been sensitive, where like as a kid I would see stuff and you know, at the time you don't really think about it, but then as you get older you look back and you're like, I don't know if that was an actual physical thing that I saw. Or you kind of get feelings about stuff. So for me, my medium abilities are not so visual. And so I think a lot of the time when people think about, hey, like I'm a medium, it's like I can see dead people, and that's not the case for me at all. I can feel them, and I can. It's a weird, because like to talk about stuff going on in the spiritual world, it's on a frequency that is a lot higher than the one that we're here talking on right now. And so for me to kind of explain what I'm seeing, I got to go up here, but then up here, everything's jarbled. And so trying to communicate, that's the hardest thing about medium anything, is interpreting the information that you're getting. And so for mine, it's not visual at all, which is which is why I haven't developed it, because it's something I doubt a lot.
Frequency.
Even being an investigator, I was going to say, like, a lot of that, it's the frequency, you know, like
Yeah.
between the two of us is like they're trying to communicate, we're trying to communicate, but trying to find that middle ground.
Yeah.
Because like even like on our recorders, we're getting a fragment of what I think is what's being said. Like a
Yep.
little bit sneaks through, but
Yeah.
like what all are they saying? Like you're picking two words trying to figure out what the sentence or the
Right.
was.
And
you
then
know?
what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
for
different
sure.
frequencies that you talk about and the vibrations, and
Yeah.
that's where these crystals come into,
Yes,
because
they
they
help
they
tune
all
you.
put out a different kind of a vibration, a different vibe to them.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And you know, with all psychic, like everything is all frequency when you break it down to it. But with the psychic abilities, like, I don't know, like instant gratification is a really nice thing for me, because then I don't have a lot of room to doubt myself, because it's like, well, here, no, this is like, hey, is this the spot that hurts? Yeah, that's the spot that hurts. Okay, good. That's confirmation. That's validation. Now I don't have to worry about, is that right? You know, maybe I might be wrong about that, you know, because self-doubt is the biggest inhibitor when it comes to being able to express those abilities, by far.
This is spooky stuff.
You know, it is.
was-
It's spooky going
yeah,
through it, too.
This is spooky. I was hoping Molly was going to bring a crystal ball. You didn't bring a crystal ball with you,
I
Molly?
didn't bring my I
Yeah.
swear on everything I have. I thought I should grab that damn crystal
Yeah.
ball. And I was like, that's too far, Molly. Back it up.
Especially-
I swear to God. Not for us, it's not. No.
Because our poem was entitled Crystal Ball.
I know.
So,
I know.
yeah, it
when I
would've
heard
fit
that,
right
I was
in.
like, oh, shit. I
Right?
got it sitting right in
And
front.
then-
I know, right?
There's
Oh,
ways
sorry.
of charging these up.
Oh, yeah.
Full moonlight,
Full
or you
moonlight.
talked about some other things, maybe with
Yeah.
incense or
Full moon-
sage.
You can use that Palo Santo. You can
You can use a larger crystal,
Yep.
like a big quartz, and you can put your stones on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Or
little
around.
ones or around it, and just, you know, you
Water.
can smudge it
Yep.
with,
And
water.
you said the clear quartz
Yeah,
is
water.
good too
Yeah.
for
Very
to
much so.
enhance other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crystals.
So if you wanted to charge other crystals, quartz is a great one to use for it.
So like this, you would put this on top of this?
Fun. Yep.
Okay.
I mean, technically, these are all charging each other right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just from being around each other, they start
Yeah.
working together. And sometimes you'll be able to feel if they don't really want to be next to each other.
Okay, I have a story.
Good.
Really quick, and I
Okay.
will be quick. Okay, so 2018, it was the last Christmas party at Paddock that I had to do. Okay, and it was a rehearsal dinner. It was only 20 people. I'm like, easy, no problem. And the lady organizing it, I'd spoken with her a bunch and said, you know, she said she wanted some crystals and greenery, and so I got these really white geodes that were like super shiny.
Pretty.
They were really pretty, but I think they're a little too much. I had like 8 of them on this table, like, you know, all lined. I'm like, these go for these people. I'm like
Right.
all like intently like putting them on here. It's gonna be beautiful. And the whole night was just like chaotic. Like the food didn't come. I had to drive to the Bob, get the food, go to GFS, like. Oh, and it was just, I said, those crystals, they were just, they're like, eh. And then with the house, and I'm like, okay.
That's, yeah.
It was crazy. It
Yeah.
was funny, and I think I overdid it with the crystals. It was-
Well, that goes with like that setting the intention,
Yes.
and with crystals, like it is a lot of energy, and so like I have when I do my readings, I have like a bowl and I put a lot in there, and people who come who are more sensitive, they're like, oh no, that's way too busy. Like it feels like static, and that's just from too much activity. Everybody's got different sensitivities to it. But no, it's a real thing. Same thing for like if you go into some spirit dreams is really finely tuned. But sometimes when you go into places that are full of a lot of that kind of energy, it feels kind of like you're in too big of a space and your ears have trouble focusing. For me anyways, I feel like it's different for every person, but it's kind of like a back behind your ears buzzing feeling.
Yeah.
All those vibrations
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
And you're sensitive.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's my clear quartz, but it's not exactly
It's
clear. It's
rutilated.
got
Yeah.
some
Rutilated?
imperfections in it.
What does related mean?
Okay, so rutilated is kind of like little air pockets where like shot through it,
Cool.
or like their own crystals growing through it. A lot of times it will look black inside of a quartz crystal, like they're black little lines or brown.
Cool.
And yeah, I think this has just a little bit of. Let me see. You really got to hold your crystals up to the light to look through them because you might see some, like you can see purple in this.
Yeah.
Right, because you get your hand behind it and then you're picking up other colors.
Right.
No,
through
but no, there's purple in this for real. Okay.
Cool.
Here you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
I can't mix them up because I won't know what they are.
I'll help you
No,
put 'em back
no.
where they need to go. Yeah.
This quartz tourmaline.
Yeah, I have some.
Oh, that's
So-
pretty.
This is the same as that. It's
Right.
just a little bit bigger with a little bit more of the
More raw.
tourmaline instead of the quartz.
I was looking for a piece more like this, but all I could
Yeah.
find was the quartz
Yep.
tourmaline.
And
Yeah.
the one you have is polished, Wayne,
Yeah.
and the
Right.
one Esther's holding
And
is a
raw,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Black
one's a
and white.
real good protector.
Amplifies energy, helps
Yep.
raise consciousness.
Yep. Clears-
Grounding,
Yes.
deflects negative energy.
Yep. Any black stone is very grounding and very protective.
Onyx is a black
Yep.
stone. That's
Yep. Obsidian is another really good one.
Well, let's talk about grounding a little bit. Why is it necessary to ground yourself at times, and then how do you do it?
Well, grounding is important always. If you're talking like spiritually or energetically speaking, grounding is what's connecting you to the earth. That's what's keeping you balanced. So you know up from down. So like that feeling of too many crystals in the room where you get that buzzing feeling, that's from, being too high, I guess. Tuned up without being grounded so well. And so it's the same as with electricity. You're grounding yourself so that way you can conduct this current properly and safely.
Well, I can tell you what's happened on a couple cases.
Yeah.
When Brandon was on, we were on together, and one of the female people got something in her to the point where she was just crying.
Yeah.
I mean, uncontrollably.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it feels very, very out of control.
I got
Really?
something in
What?
me once, which was a dark energy.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of my sentence, my voice changed,
Yep.
my whole
Yep.
inflection.
Yep.
The dog that I had been petting started growling at me.
Yeah.
I mean, and I just
Were you in
stopped.
someone's home?
Yeah, somebody's home. I was just dropping off some protection prayers, so I was a
Yeah.
little bit off guard,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So I says, I got to do a protection prayer right now. I can't take this home with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
That
I felt it leave.
yeah. That grounding is protection. It's protection for you. It's protection for the people around you.
One of the best ways to ground yourself, go outside.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
be on the
Barefoot.
ground. Make
Yeah.
contact with the
Grounding.
ground.
Barefoot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Barefoot. I mean, and if you can't barefoot because it's cold outside,
We
and
do live in
sometimes you don't have
Michigan.
time to take off your shoes. Another really good way is as you're, like, you can imagine that there's tree roots growing out
Oh.
of your toes, and because it's one of those, when you're looking in your body with your mind's eye, if you focus on it long enough, you can feel the energy flow going to that place. Sometimes it takes a little while to get confident in that, but that's something, those kinds of grounding techniques are used in therapy practices. They're used in all kinds of things. Military practices, it's a very real, very noticeably different thing going from not grounded to grounded. The whole world becomes more stable.
I like that. So imagine
Yeah.
you're growing roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, growing roots. And then if you're trying to like breathe yourself into it, then you want to breathe in through your nose. And then as you breathe out, sometimes like if you have any throat chakra problems or blockages, it
Communication
feels like it
problems.
gets stuck here. And then you just keep breathing. And as you breathe, every time you exhale, breathe it lower and then lower through your core until it just starts going down to your feet. But the goal is to feel basically the core of the earth through your feet, because you want to feel that connection of here's that higher energy, and then here's that earth energy. And the grounding is being connected to both.
That's a great tip. That's what I was looking for, some
Yeah.
insight that people can use maybe if they
Yeah,
run into that.
absolutely.
And if they're
Well, that's
doing
too, like, I like the one home investigation where it's like I just had to go outside because
Yeah.
the energy just got too intense. I was feeling like physically ill. Like
Oh,
I had
yeah.
I got to go outside for a while and just be out there for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
You know?
Good job protecting
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of
remember
people.
that case.
I think a lot of people do protect themselves in
Yeah.
situations without even knowing they're doing
Yeah,
it. It's just
it's
like a
very
natural. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Same thing for, holding rocks or touching, it's very subconscious. We're not even paying attention to it, but we do it all the time. Anytime you take a calming breath, you're grounding.
I know some people carry certain stones with them
Yep.
for grounding. People that we've had on the show,
Yeah.
they've come in where they got a pocket full of rocks. I never know what they're going to pull out. They pull out a pocket full of rocks.
Yep.
I love that. There's been a few people. Darren
Yeah, he does
Dykehouse was
that.
one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Ken Decker, he had some rocks that he carries with him. He goes,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what they do, but I take them with me.
But I can tell that they're working.
Right.
Yeah,
I do that
absolutely.
with. I feel like these are like
Yeah.
my
Well, that's a
carriers, my rock
yeah.
rings.
That's
Yeah.
a cool thing. That's kind of what we were talking about, how it doesn't matter the size of the stone. Jewelry is a great way to carry crystals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great way for it, yeah.
It looks so cute too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Moldavite I carry right here
Yeah.
on this necklace I got from Spirit Dreams,
Yeah.
and it's good for the throat chakra, so I
Yep.
wear it right here.
Yep.
Blue.
And
Yep.
it's good for intuition.
Yes. Yeah, very good for that. Very good for tuning into your own subconscious mind too. So Moldavite's really good for dream work as well.
It's the only gem that comes from outer space.
Yeah.
So it's neat.
Yeah.
But it's not cheap either. So
No.
I only got a little piece of it.
Yeah, no,
Gee.
it's a,
I wonder why not.
but
Right.
that's like out of all of them, that's like the psychic stone is the Moldavite.
Right. So that's why I got a piece of that. I got a chunk
Yeah.
of that. It's the first one I started with.
Yeah.
And then the citrine, like I say, after I saw you and that
Yeah.
piece of citrine and the properties that it brought, I had to have a piece of that.
Yeah.
There's a few on my list still to
Is
go.
your cross obsidian?
The cross? I don't know what it is.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure.
I
If
just
it's a
wondering.
stone, it's probably obsidian or
That's
jet.
what I thought.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Well, did we cover crystals enough
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
now?
that's
Then move
pretty
on
good.
to another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Paddock Place then.
Cool.
Both of you hung out there.
Oh yeah.
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 Molly had a career there, so
Hung out there
Yeah.
just a little bit.
right.
Five
We've
years
been
of
there
my
on
life.
different cases with different people. I actually went there 2013. I think was the first time. We actually did a couple cases there.
Yeah.
Brandon was involved in that, and one of them we did on the sly. Tell you the truth, I know you're not supposed to do that.
That was the early one. Yeah.
Right,
You gotta
because we
scope
didn't
it out.
have
Where'd you
really,
go?
we didn't
On the
have
slide? Did you
permission.
go downstairs?
Well, you guys were conducting business. You weren't there
Yes.
yet. Different general manager.
Wait, 2013?
2013. I have notes on 2013, but I was there probably
I was
before that
there.
on the slide.
No, I
well,
wasn't there yet.
2013 is when I have notes on, so that was
Yeah.
probably legit.
Yeah.
Had permission.
Yes, you
And
did.
the other one, I didn't.
Forgiveness for
Right.
It's okay. People do it all the
I
time.
think
Yeah.
we're past the
That building's
7
just-
years. I
it's
don't think we
known
can
for
be
that.
prosecuted now. But yeah, the waitress.
Well,
Public space.
it's during business hours.
Yeah, no, it's a public space, and the
Yeah.
Gilmores are really nice people, and
Yes,
they're not, you know,
they
they're
let
not-
people look
They're
around.
not uptight,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
they're like, do whatever you want, you know,
Right.
to not do whatever you
Right.
want, but in that,
Be nice.
yes,
Yeah, don't do whatever you
Right.
want.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
let
you
me
wanna look
rephrase
around.
that. You want to look around and check
Right.
it out. Of
Right.
course, it's a public
Yeah.
building, and they're nice people.
So we had
Yeah.
instruments with us though, so we were taking measurements and stuff, and
Yeah.
actually trying to do while the people were eating downstairs.
See,
we
that's
were
hard.
we were upstairs,
Yeah.
right? And then you get their sounds and
Loud,
stuff.
yeah.
So it wasn't a real good way. But when I was there talking about like, are you haunted? The general manager was telling me, no, there's nothing going on here. And the waitresses in the meantime were lined up.
Yeah.
They were lined up 5 and 6
They're like,
deep to
"Let
tell
us
me their
tell you
stories.
the real deal."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So you tell us your best story, Molly.
Oh, my
from the
gosh.
Paddock Place. I know there's so many. Try to find one or two.
Okay. So the first time so when the first night I worked there, I kept getting dizzy the whole night. And I was like, it's just the elevator. It's fine. You know, whatever. Because I was working on the second floor and I'd So it might well have been the elevator, you know? And I'm not a skeptic. I wasn't per se, but I kind of was, you know? I was like, if it happens to me, I'll believe it. But until then, I don't really believe it. Is kind of how I felt, which I think is pretty common. Yeah, so then one night it was during the day. I was pregnant. Stuff always happens when I'm pregnant.
I guess. Now, how many times? No.
Yeah,
We
I
won't
was
get into
pregnant.
that.
This is my third kid. I was
Okay.
pregnant for. Okay. I was walking past the staircase on the second floor. So you get off the elevator, you go right, and there's that staircase coming from the third floor. And I saw a little boy sitting there, and he was in like old, you know, early 1900 type of clothing, curly hair. Saw him, looked away, looked back, he's gone. And I'm like, you're just crazy pregnant woman. Keep going and do your job. Like, ignore this, go on. So I did, but I kept thinking, I know he's there. I know he's following me around. What's going on? You know, and I just felt him. And it wasn't like super sad. I just felt like he was a little lonely and just wanted to play. Yeah. And I think he liked to mess around with me after that. Like I don't know how many times, and you can attest this. I've lost my keys, my phone, all the time, and it'll be in the weirdest mischievous place. And I'm like, I know that I did not leave this here. And then when you guys were there 2 years ago,
Right.
It was at the end of the night. It was the second time you came, because remember the first time you thought you were just interviewing, talking about your first experience, and so then you guys came back with WSNX, and Esther and Jaden were there.
Right.
And I didn't come. I was like, nope, I'm not having anything to do with this. I'm irritated. You know, like, quit messing with my ghost friends.
Right.
And then,
Protective.
I felt really protective of the house and the people in it. And so, and then I came back, and it was like, I don't know, 12:31 or something, and I was standing behind the bar, and Esther and Jaden were sitting at the bar, and some of the SNX people were out and about, you know, in the bar, or over here, upstairs, I don't know. And I started feeling very irritated. Like, just get out. Get out of my house. Get out. That's all I could hear. Get out of my house. Get out of my house. I was like, I think it's time to wrap it up. And right when I said that, a box of rocks or shot glasses, which was like 7 feet, other end of the bar, no one is standing there, flew off of the bar.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's time to go, guys. So, you know, sometimes I felt aggression. I wouldn't be there late by myself, and I would be scared. But I was like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. You got this. Like, you're not going to hurt me. Do not touch me, you know.
Yeah.
Don't speak in conjunctions. Just do not touch me.
Right.
Please leave me alone. Do not come in this room. You know, I just would try to protect myself, but...
Do you say that out loud or in your brain?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes out loud. Sometimes it depends on who's around.
How much you
Okay.
Yeah. So, I would say
Perfect
out loud.
story, because Esther has a story when our friend Steve Wilson, the psychic from Australia, was there.
Yeah, he read for me.
I wish I could have met
She
him.
was reading. She was doing tarot for everybody.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
cool.
on a Tarot Tuesday, and everybody came in, and we exchanged readings. And in that, he was like, you know, there's a little boy sitting next to you he feels safe, which that's I definitely take on a protector role when it comes to especially children, yeah. And so he's just like, you know, like, there's nothing to worry about, and I'm familiar with this little boy as well, so it's just like, yeah, no, I know him. I've already told him that it's okay, that I'll, you know, I keep people safe.
Yeah.
So.
And that
That's
goes
something.
back to my original notes on it, because the cook had seen full form apparition of a little boy down by the storage area.
Yeah.
Down,
He's very active.
down on the lower floor.
Yeah.
Well, we're really running late already, so we need to get into promos maybe.
I just wanted to share my Paddock one. Of
Oh,
the
okay,
basement
right.
real
Oh,
quick.
right.
Yeah.
Because you have a great story from Paddock too.
Yeah,
at least.
because we were all like, everybody there was when we were with WSNX, and everybody was on that main floor. And I thought like one of our team members had went downstairs, so I went and like was like following her down there, but apparently she wasn't down there. So like, I'm following down, I can hear somebody walking around down there, like walk around the corner and then stop, and I'm like, if you're gonna jump out and come, like, it's not like I'm calling, I'm like, you know, hey, you know. And I'm not getting a response back. So I'm like, if you're going to jump out and scare me, because it stopped around the corner, because it kind of winds around to that wine cellar or whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, if you're going to, so then all of a sudden I hear it like walking further and going into the wine cellar. So I'm following behind, expecting her to be there, and then there's nobody there at all.
That's a little eerie.
Yeah.
Footsteps in that winery area are
Yeah.
a
I heard
common
my name
thing.
in that area
Yeah.
once when I was way back when I first started. I heard someone go Molly, and I turned around, no one's there. And there was a guy in the office. I'm like, "Did you just call me?" No. I'm like, oh, okay. I just kept
Yeah, I
walking.
wrote a poem about hearing our names, ghosts say our names.
Yeah.
What about the one where we asked how many people are there and what we heard on the
that
device?
was cool.
Yeah, we were doing. Yeah, it was.
You're in
it
the
was,
blue room.
I can't remember. It was one
I
of
think
the
it was
apps.
the blue room.
It was one of the apps, and it went and actually counted 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't remember how many people were in the room, but I think it was like 11 or something. And it counted all the way to 11.
Wow.
But it wasn't just there's 11. It's 1,
Right,
2, 3,
right.
4, 5, 6. It was like counting them out.
You let me listen to that after the fact, and I
Yeah.
remember the little kid where it said, "Come play with me."
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was when you were walking down those stairs, or
Right.
and someone was walking, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
these blah, blah, blah. But and like you with the kids, I always feel like protective of
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
in that house, and even of like the lady that's on the main floor. That's kind of like,
She's very proper.
you know,
There's
This
a-
is another
yeah,
spirit you're
there's
talking
a-
about
a
there?
She
female
feels-
spirit who's older, very matronly.
doesn't like
Okay.
messing around, likes her
Yeah.
place clean,
Yeah.
likes it cleaned
Yeah,
up, likes lots of
housekeeper
people,
style.
likes to have parties.
Yep.
I don't know.
See, I had a Emily. That's an
I think-
EVP that I had from
Yeah.
the very first time I was there, and then Emily actually died in the bathtub up in adjacent
Yeah.
to the blue room, the bathroom, because that was the bedroom.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Jeez, we could spend. You guys have to come back because this
right?
is not. This
We
isn't
do
even
it
close
now,
to
reading.
covering everything. We're not going to get to tarot reading
We
tonight,
do it after.
So-
unfortunately, because I had volunteered. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Because, all right, do your promo if you got anyone you want to, anything coming up.
Yeah, next Wednesday at 7 on the Kent County Paranormal, you can join our podcast live. We're going to have Darren Dykehouse from Lakeshore Paranormal. And as well as you can catch it on the WKTV, the Whole Picture podcast will be posted on there as well. Same place as this podcast is, except for it'll be under Kent County Paranormal. And as well to check out our Facebook page at Kent County Paranormal. We got some videos up on there. Taft recorded some video from the LST investigation. So he's got some video up there of that. And then we went out to the Allegan POW camp. And I have some video up on there as well from that. So,
Wow.
Brandon's very active.
yeah.
So we have some things coming up, of course, on this show.
So 2 weeks from tonight, we've got Phil Shaw. He's going to be talking about Bigfoot and all things Bigfoot related.
Right.
So,
Sweet.
that's going to be exciting,
Yeah.
right?
Sasquatching in the snow is
That's
his,
right.
his group.
Yes.
Nice.
And then the next show after that, which we run every 2 weeks, is Rick Wade, author and seer.
Yeah, hold up your book.
Oh yeah. By the way,
This
Rick,
is
if
one of
you're
his books.
if you're watching, I'm reading the first book right now, and I'm almost done. So very interesting. I'll read the second one before you come. So this is his first book.
Cool.
I believe it was 2013. He did this one. And then in April we have the Living Proof Paranormal Investigations, and then Chatan Noir.
Right. Living Proof, Paranormal Investigations. If you're watching,
Yeah.
give me a call. Get a
Yeah, we
hold of
need
me.
verification
Right.
that you're coming.
Cool.
So
would be
you
cool.
guys got anything you want to promote? Dates coming up? I know you did the macabre
Yes.
thing last
Do have macabre.
Yeah.
last year
We have
around Halloween. Great success, right?
Yep,
Yes,
it was really
yeah.
it was really awesome this year. We have so Theater Noir is part of the Macabre series. We've done A Love to Die For last year, and then again we did the Macabre Ghosts of Paddock.
Ghosts
so
of Paddock.
It's an immersive theater experience. The actors are playing different ghosts of Paddock. The audience is allowed to walk through the entire floor. We've got Esther and some other tarot readers, and
Yeah.
we had
I
a
have-
henna.
Yeah, I have for the upstairs. I've got for this next one coming up. I'm gonna have 2 other tarot readers, a palm reader, and potentially a medium, as well
Yes.
as a henna artist.
And I believe we're gonna have a bar up there this year. Because
Great.
last year it was very popular and a lot of people hung
Yeah.
out up there. So,
Yeah.
Didn't you do seances?
so
That
I
was
was
Yeah, I
an
thought you
act.
did
Yeah,
great.
my character was a medium, and
I could see you as
and
that.
yes,
great.
it was very
Right.
fun. And it was very improv because I really, honest to goodness, kind of had no idea what I was getting. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna pull it out of my hat, and I had effects and everything. It was
Yeah.
really cool. It's
Yeah.
fun. it's a cool experience.
It's extravaganza.
It
Check
is,
it out.
and you can
It's
see
well
the
worth
whole
the money.
house. It's fun.
And it was cool too for
Live musicians, really, really fun.
yeah,
Right.
it was a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
My mom came, and that blew my mind. My mom is very conservative and very Christian, and so it was like, I was like, I mean, of course you can come, but there's some things that I don't know how much you agree with.
Right.
And she came to support me, and she had such a good time.
She came into
Yeah.
the room with
Yep.
the Saints, but she
And
didn't
she
sit
was
at
like,
the
I'm
table.
not going to participate, but
which
I'll
was
watch.
fine.
And
I know, I
it
didn't
was
have a
it was wonderful.
We had a pentagram wreath on their doors. It was
Well,
fun.
Tell the viewers and the listeners how to get involved with what you're talking
Oh,
about.
so you can go to theaternoir.com
I
or
believe
.org.
it's .com.
I think it's .com.
Yeah.
Or there's a Facebook page too for
Theater
Theater
Noir.
Noir.
Yep.
All the macabre information is on
Okay.
there.
Yep.
It's so
Check it out.
Theater Noir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
And then and then I'm
gonna
doing
check that out myself.
I'm doing floral. So
Nice.
Flora Borealis.
Yep.
gr.com.
Cool.
And
And then Tarot Tuesdays,
yes,
of course.
Tarot
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, and also I'm on Facebook, Esther Joy Tarot, or 1990, either one. That
Okay.
should pop up.
So how would
And
somebody make an appointment with you if they
you
wanted to
can-
have a reading?
You can contact me on Facebook.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can email me, just esthergish14@gmail.com.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's get into final thought.
We
Yeah.
got a surprise for you guys.
This is my favorite game.
Oh, fortune cookies?
I have a conundrum because we were told on this show there's no such thing as coincidence.
I agree.
And then-
100%.
But when I researched fortune cookies, it says if it happens to come true, it's a coincidence.
I mean,
So what
maybe.
we just learned there was no such thing. So let's find out. Let's all pick a
Yep.
pass
pick
these
one.
around. I'll pick one. And
Well,
see.
if it's vague enough, usually it will come
Hey.
true.
Right.
These are
You can make it apply, maybe.
Much like a horoscope
yes,
in a magazine.
I collect
need one.
these.
Oh.
And then I
Oh,
save
supposed
them and
to
I
take
give
one. You
people
had
little.
them.
I wanted the last one.
And so depending on the fortunes, I save them and I give them, I recycle them.
Okay.
Now, how do you do it? You
Anytime
eat the
it-
whole cookie for the fortune to come
Oh, do
true.
you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I had a funny one time, and my question was, "Is this really going to work?" And it was a broken cookie, and the fortune said, "If the cookie's broken, that means yes."
Oh, okay.
No.
Who wants to start? Oh, they're not always fortunes. I don't think mine is.
Mine
Mine
is
is not either.
so accurate right now.
Really?
Mine's pretty accurate too. I
Mine
got to
is-
tell you.
Go, Brandon.
Mine is people in your background will be more cooperative than usual.
Okay.
Not necessarily a fortune.
Yeah.
Background. Next summer, you will dance to a different beat.
Ooh,
Oh wow,
fun.
that's a fortune.
Fun.
Get to pay attention to that.
I know.
What
It's
kind of music are you into?
um,
Everything. I
yeah.
know,
Like,
me too.
okay, so I'm an '80s girl, right?
yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm still big hair, hard rock, '80s,
Yes.
Poison, Rat.
Okay.
I think
You
maybe
know,
it means
yes.
you're gonna.
Slayer.
There's gonna be something
Yeah.
Tara.
Yep.
Fun.
new. You're gonna
What?
go to a new direction. I
Me
think
too.
that's more what
Yeah.
that means
No,
myself.
I know.
Yeah.
Different. You dance to a different beat anyway.
I
Don't
kind
you?
of do. I don't act my age,
Cheers.
and I don't look my age,
Nope.
and
Good
I
for
don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird, right?
Yes, as long as
That's
you're
awesome.
having fun.
Yeah.
Molly, what
I'm
you got?
trying.
Yeah.
It says a loved one is of utmost importance at this time.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think it's referring to my daughter. Did you get
Cool.
the same one?
Did you get the
No
same one?
way. Come on. fortune
Coincidence?
cookies.
I think
It's
not.
I don't-
Synchronicity.
Yes.
My wife is
What?
very important to me right now. She's going through some stuff, so
Oh.
that could be
Yeah.
true with me.
I feel like that about my
Esther
daughter.
Joy.
Mine says a friend's advice is invaluable, which is
Okay.
absolutely right.
Only if it's good.
Right. Depends on the friend.
Only if you want to hear it at the time.
Gotta always use your logic.
Well,
Okay.
good advice might not
Thank
be what
you.
you want, but there's a difference between someone giving you good and bad advice.
I think that was kind of cool myself.
was
Yeah, we'll do that
fun.
again. We'll revisit that.
Yeah.
We're doing shout outs, so you got that card
yes,
there.
Yes, I have a shout out. This says Tower Bridge on here, and if I open it up, do you guys recognize what
pretty.
this is?
Yeah, that's in
Na, 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 na,
London
na.
Bridge.
yes.
It's not the London Bridge.
It's a tower.
This
It's a tower.
Dear Wayne and Brenda, greetings from your Australian friends over in London, England. This is a pop-up model of the London Tower Bridge, all the very best from Steve and Dylan, right?
Dylan.
Dylan.
Oh, wow.
So
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's actually it's the Tower Bridge.
Right.
The original London Bridge is actually in the United States.
Where?
I think it's in Arizona or something. Some rich guy bought it when they were tearing it down to put the new bridge in.
No.
Oh, wow.
So he actually took it, bought it, had it all labeled brick by brick, and moved it.
oh my
Oh,
yeah, I heard
heavens.
about that.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
a heck of a hobby.
put it all back together. Yeah.
That was really
Thanks,
cool.
guys. We really love
Hey,
this.
guys.
We appreciate it. Thanks for thinking of us.
Yep. I want to do a shout out to Gene Gregory. He no longer will be producing here, so
We miss you.
yep. If you're a fan of mixed martial arts,
You're okay too.
if you're a fan of mixed martial arts, you may see Gene, not in the ring, but
No.
probably outside the ring, filming
Videotaping it or
right.
something.
And then I'd like to give a shout out also to Sarah Bassett. She's my all-time favorite guest because she's the only one that tried to bribe me.
Yeah.
So thanks for the T-shirt.
Duly noted.
Thanks for this.
Yeah.
Thanks for the T-shirt.
You need to bribe him next time.
And then let's go to Florida. Lisa R. Williams. She's with Whisper Paranormal in Jacksonville, Florida. So that's our shout outs. And Mama Mary too.
Oh, yeah.
Bassett. Got to say hi to
Yep.
you. So Brandon, you might want to give a shout out to Jamie Ray. She was on your show.
Yeah, she was on our last episode podcast. You can find that we weren't able to go live, so right now it's on the WKTVjournal.org. The audio is. I'm not sure if the video is up yet, but hopefully it'll be up soon. If it's not.
Very nice.
Cool.
That's the
really
show.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Thanks
knew
so much
we
for
weren't
having
gonna-
us on.
Thank you. It was really nice.
I knew we weren't getting to everything. So
know.
well, you're gonna have to schedule a date.
That's
and,
great by me. It's always so much fun coming on.
We're gonna have you back real soon. How's that?
That's-
Because I
that's
want that
great.
tarot reading.
Yeah, I'd love
I
to.
volunteered for that. It's gonna say that you did me a reading in the write up, but it's too calm. It's too calm, right? So that's it. Thanks to everybody. Appreciate
Yes.
it. As always, great show. Maybe the best one ever. I always
Right.
say that after the show's over. It's always the best one till the next one.
right. The bar's ever going up.